Daddy DL Gaming back again with Star Wars Battlefront 2, and today we've had the first of the DLC content. There's a few things to go through, more campaign, more story, more heroes, but before we get into that, take a look at your unopened crates today because you get a few more than normal. You'll get your daily login crate. But you will also get a crate for each of the troopers. This is basically because they've come under so much fire for the progression system and how slow it is, that they are giving out a crate for each one, with 3 star cards in each. Rarity, of course, still random. And those of you that have already spent your credits now, you'll probably find you just get duplicates, which will be converted into even smaller amounts of credits. But for those of you like me who've been hoarding them waiting for the DLC, which was a bit pointless, as we'll come on to, you're likely to get a few cards that you haven't already got. And you'll also get a victory crate, which contains an epic star card, as well as 3 uncommon star cards from troopers, starfighters, and special units and heroes. The campaign for First Order versus the Rebellion, the Uprising, whatever you want to call them, that's still actually going on. So I'm not sure those of you that went for Finn, whether you're going to get a crate or not. I can't confirm that. I obviously went for Phasma. So let's just open our daily login crate and we'll see what we get from the rest of them after this. Okay, Darth Vader common. And back up. I'll leave the First Order till last. Let's have a look at heavy, which is probably my second favourite of the trooper classes. Okay, Defender, Explosive Sentry, I'm quite happy with that one. So basically a sentry weapon, but high explosive fire mode. I've seen people using that and that is rather nice. Along with Barrage, actually, the combination of those two are pretty good. So reasonably happy with those, not too bothered about Defender. Specialist, I've got used to that, but only using the build where you run around in a bubble punching people. I still cannot snipe. I get taken out by the other snipers, which is just great. Okay, Stinger Pistol, which I believe you get actually as a reward anyway. Stealth and Hardened Infiltration, fair enough. Assault's my favourite of the classes. See, we're only getting commons out of these. I don't know whether you can actually get any uncommons or rares. Of course, 2 duplicates, thank you. Slug Vanguard, could be okay. And an Officer Starter crate. I'm really inexperienced with the Officer. I've literally only played it to do the 50 kills for the First Order mission. Okay, Officer's Presence, Squad Shield. Cool, I'll take the Squad Shield. And then, let's see what we get from our First Order crate. Oh, now I'm going to do these one at a time, just because. Okay, so Slug Vanguard yet again. We've moved up to the uncommon though. Bomber, Targeting Computer, fine. My least favourite of the Starfighter classes, but I'll still take that. Okay, not going to grumble with the Captain Phasma, considering we've just got her. Be good. Oh, of course. Has to be Officer, doesn't it? Just as I've said, I've not used Officer very much. However, you never know, I might end up going back to them. But an epic is an epic. So go and open your crates, get yourself some cool stuff today. So the main thing that most people will be aware of will be in your collection, and under the heroes you will have Phasma and Finn. They do not cost anything as long as you log in by the 29th of December. I believe that's the cut-off date, and I don't know how much they're going to cost after that. But as long as you have logged in once before then, they are free. So my money I have been hoarding on the off chance. Yeah, don't need. And you can see I haven't unlocked the other heroes because I've just been storing it up. I don't play heroes all that often. I'm an average player. If I get 10 kills a game, great. If I get 3,000 points a game, great. But let's have a quick look at their abilities. So Finn, Deadeye, he targets one enemy in front of him and makes sure every blaster shot hits. So basically it's an aimbot, which is awesome. Big deal. As a hero of the Resistance, Finn inspires nearby allies, supplying them with extra health, damage reduction, no weapon cooldown, and faster ability recharge. So he's a super officer. And undercover team, equipping his trusty weapon, Finn leads his allies behind enemy lines, granting increased sprint speed, cover from enemy radar, and awareness of enemy locations. So he's also kind of a super specialist. And Captain Phasma, staff strikes. So unfolds her staff to deliver devastating strikes to enemies foolish enough to approach. If chained together, the third attack is even more powerful than the previous ones. Survivor, relentless and will never give up. She can increase her health pool temporarily. Pretty cool. And the First Order Sentry Droid, used by Captain Phasma, can blast at enemies while revealing its target. It utilises automatic shock functionality against nearby enemies. Great to let the enemies come towards it, stun them, and then shoot them while it's shooting them as well. Not a bad selection. I think Finn looks slightly better, especially with aimbot, but of course Phasma's the one I want. So they're your heroes. You will also find 3 new single-player missions tacked on to the end of the previous campaign. Now, in the previous campaign, as well as getting rewards for completing the missions, you had loot boxes or lock boxes to find. Unfortunately, not in these. Just 3 new objectives for completing those 3 new missions. I'll do a separate video on those. So 500 credits, 500 credits, and a resurrection campaign crate. So I'll work my way through those and see what we get for completing that. On top of this, we're just going to go back into our collection. There's a change they've made, not for the heroes or the ships, only for the 4 trooper classes. If I just go into officers, that is one of my weaker ones, you'll see my officer is only level 9. Now typically we only had 1 star card slot. Your second one was at 5 points and your third one was at 10 points. So up until today I would not have had my third slot open. They've made the change. Again, this is based on progression and all the flack they're getting. So they've made a few changes recently with the number of crafting parts you get in your crates, and now giving out a few lock boxes, loot boxes, whatever you want to call them, and now unlocking all 3 slots. So if you start this game from scratch today as a new player, you no longer have to worry about getting or upgrading star cards to unlock all of your 3 slots. They're just there now regardless. This does not move over to the heroes. As I say, it is just the troopers. So if I take a look at Boba Fett, who I've done absolutely nothing with, they're still locked out at 5 and 10. There are various bug fixes they've put in. They have tried to patch heroes versus villains and AFK players, but there's still reports that if a player stands still, yeah, they'll get timed out and removed. But some of those people who've got a way of making their character spin around on the spot, they're still there farming their credits. So heroes versus villains, they've tried, they need to try again. Of course, the other two big things that are in is a new map for Starfighter Assault and a new map for Galactic Assault. We'll take a look at those when I can get to them. And I'll continue on with the video once I manage to get them into the rotation, because it is still random as to which ones you get. But those are the rest of the changes, the new gameplay maps coming up. Thank you for watching Daddy DL Gaming. You can follow, like, share, tweet, and if you're feeling generous, you can donate on Patreon, because Daddy always needs a new pair of shoes.